Good afternoon, and thank you for attending. Today we are here to provide an overview of the 2015 public school graduation and external examination results. Before the results are shared, let me first speak to the transformation of education that is occurring in the Bermuda public school system. As we enter our 5th year of using the Cambridge curriculum, we now have a much better view of what teaching models have worked effectively and how to more effectively deliver a quality education which our children deserve. If we look at slide 2, upon reflecting on the 2010 to 2015 blueprint for reform in education, one of its key strategies was to ensure that the curriculum was of high quality, that it was effectively delivered to ensure student success, and that the curriculum was culturally relevant and engaging for all students. As we can see in slide 3, the Department of Education is strategically implementing system initiatives to improve our public schools. These initiatives were launched for the Bermuda Public Schools during the 2014-2015 school academic year. Following our experience in delivering the Cambridge curriculum, we are now in the 2nd year of implementing the 3-year middle school transformation plan and the national mathematics and literacy strategies. We have also introduced a multi-tier system of support framework for academic and behavior support in schools, expanded on our priorities for special and inclusive education, and introduced an inquiry framework for teaching and learning for preschool, P1, and P2 teachers. At a recent UK conference, Cambridge Leadership in National Assessment, held in September this year, one of the questions raised was, how do the world's most improved systems keep getting better? It was found that specific interventions need to occur equally at every performance level stage in an education system. Such include building the instructional skills of teachers, building the management skills of principals, conducting ongoing assessment of students, improving data systems, facilitating improvement through the introduction of policy documents and education laws, revising standards and curriculum, and ensuring an appropriate reward and remuneration structure for both teachers and principals. Moving on to slide 4, several of these interventions are systematically being implemented in the Bermuda public school system through professional development training and through the implementation of system-wide initiatives. The Department of Education continues to focus on the quality of teaching in every classroom, with emphasis on teaching our students how to learn through inquiry and problem solving. The first-year implementation of the national strategies for mathematics and literacy has focused on utilizing a common framework for teaching mathematics and literacy across all schools at every level. Overall efforts have also stressed the importance of ensuring that a positive school climate is enforced that is conducive to student learning, achievement, and success. So we see on slide 5 to affect the implementation of these system-wide initiatives, every preschool administrator, primary school, and middle school principal have been equipped with school improvement plans relevant to their respective schools. The school improvement plan align directly with overall system initiatives that have been established. All school administrators and principals will be responsible to ensure the school improvement plans are implemented at their respective schools, with the intent of systematically monitoring success via the submission of semi-annual reports. Let me close by saying that through the implementation of these system-wide initiatives, the Ministry of Education is taking a more strategic approach to providing equity across the entire school system so that every child is afforded a high-quality education. We recognize that the positive effects of these initiatives will be long-term, and we will continue to provide the professional development and training needed to fully support our teachers and school leaders as they role model the transformational change and openly engage our students in preparation for ultimate success. And now I'll call forward Dr. Lou Simmons, the Director of Academics, who will now provide some of the detail behind the 2015 examination results. Thank you. Dr. Simmons?
Good afternoon, everyone. As you see before you, all Cambridge checkpoint scores are scaled on a scale of 0 to 6. 0, of course, being the lowest, 6 being the highest. Keeping in mind that the checkpoint scores is a diagnostic assessment. First, we have the Cambridge Primary 6 checkpoint score. These are all core subjects: English, math, and science. And as we have reported in English, 63% of students achieved a 3.0 and above. 84% of students scored at level 2.0 and above. In mathematics, 33% of students, looking at the Cambridge P6, right? 33% students achieved a 3.0 and above. 54% students scored at level 2.0 and above. This is slide 8. Science, 62% of students achieved 3.0 and above. 81% of students scored at level 2.0 and above. As we look at the chart, this gives an example of how Bermuda students performed in comparison to international students who have taken Cambridge. And as you see, in English, we are steadily remaining 3.0 and above. And we're not too far off the mark, really, in terms of what the international scores look like. When we look at mathematics, as you see, we are in the 2.5 range, 2.2 range, compared to our international partners or stakeholders in this examination who are 3.0 and above. Admittedly, we know that we are working diligently to improve our mathematics. And of course, in science, this is one of the blue ribbon performances for us consistently over the last 4 years, where we see that our science is 3.3 and above compared to our international competitors 4.2 and above. In our next slide, we look at Cambridge Secondary 1, and this will be our middle school students, M3. Again, this is the percent of students achieving 2.0 and above in core subjects. We had 70% of the students in English, 54% in mathematics, 89% in science. We had a 13% increase in students who scored level 3.0 and above in English. And this is something to be applauded because we have put the challenge out there that we want all of our students, of course, 3.0 and above. And to see a 13% increase is something that we celebrate. In addition, we have a 5% increase in students who scored level 3.0 and above in science. Again, speaking to the consistencies of performance that we see of our students in science. And again, comparatively, when we look at the performance on the chart, we have here, again, in English, 2.6 on the scale compared to our international stakeholders in this examination, and competitors who are 3.3 and above in English. Mathematics, again, significantly, we are 2.1, 2.2, compared to other Cambridge participants who are 4.2. And in science, consistently 3.1 and above, compared to other Cambridge examinees who were 4.2. Now, moving forward to the senior level of performance, highlighted. And this is all external exams, meaning it is inclusive of not just our IGCSEs Cambridge, it is also performances of our students in GCSEs, AS, and A-level performances. We had a total of 1,214 exams taken by students. And of those exams, 1,077 exams were graded A to G. This was an 89% pass rate, and we saw a 2% increase. In addition, we had 406 exams graded A to C, and this was a 33% pass rate, giving us a 3% increase compared to the 2013-14 exam results. And again, this is something that we also celebrate because we have been pushing our students and our teachers to look toward A to C performances. And again, keeping in mind that when we are moving our students toward the college level, most of the university levels are looking for students' performances in the A to C range for admissions. At the middle school, we celebrate students also who took the IGCSE in advanced, meaning we had 55 exams set by middle school students who did the IGC. 51 exams were graded A to G. They had a 93% pass rate. When we look at the A to C range, 33 exams were graded with a 60% pass rate. And this indeed we do celebrate because we are accelerating students where they need to be accelerated. We are not holding students back when they demonstrate their proficiency and ability. We are encouraging these students to sit the exam early, of course, on the expertise and advice of teachers who are preparing them in advance for these examinations. We go forward. Next chart. Well, let me just say, well, actually, yeah. When we look at the senior school graduation results, this is the culminating experience for us. We want top graduates, and our students have performed. We had 216 graduates who scored a GPA of 2.0 and above. This represented a 92% pass rate for the 2014-15 school year. 37% were male graduates, 63% were female graduates. 7 students graduated with distinction. That means with a GPA of 3.67 and 4.0. 16 students graduated with honors with a GPA of 3.32 to 3.66. 57 students achieved a GPA of 3.0 to 3.31. Again, we celebrate the accomplishments, the achievements of all of our students, and we certainly commend our teachers who are, of course, supporting our initiative to improve the quality of teaching and learning. At this time, we invite any questions that you may have.
Sarah, hold on, let me. What does it matter? They're coming on. Yeah, they're not gonna read. It's a problem. It's a problem. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Last year, last year's results, there had been a worry about male students lagging behind female students. Do you have any breakdown on gender this time around?
What we had, I think, in terms of the performance instead of percentage, what was it, 77 male students?
150.
Yeah. In terms of who graduated.
Yeah.
I think we had the raw score was 77 males, I believe that was who graduated. So is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Improvement.
Well, no. We recognize that this is an ongoing challenge for us with our male students. And actually, it was a point of discussion for us, not just when the results were released, but it's been an ongoing one as recent as this afternoon. And we know that we have the interventions in place. We know that there's a disproportion of our males who are retained. Again, added to it, with the interventions, we also recognize that we have to improve in terms of the educational opportunities for many of our males, meaning that it isn't just solely all academic. It's the blend of course, what may be some of their career interests, and we are experiencing successes with our males in terms of the career pathways. So it's giving us an opportunity to develop in that level with our male students going forward.
You mentioned briefly the maths strategy. I think you had a target of 2017 for that to take hold. Are you on track for 2017?
Well, Dr. Matthews is leading on that, and we are on target. We're moving forward. I can say, as recent, looking at the professional development that we had just over the past 2 days, we are witnessing some improvements. And I could say that, while we may have targeted 2017, we know that it's going to go beyond 2017. These interventions, to see any gains and improvements, really, you need more than just 2-3 years. It's really a 5 at least to 10-year period where you really begin to see the evidence of the improvement in quality of teaching with student performances and high achievement.
Anybody else, Don?
As far as strategies for intervention for male students, what is the school doing for them?
Well, what the schools are doing, well, a lot is beginning. First, I know that we have, there's a few classes where there are single gender classes, just focusing on the teaching and learning for the boys. Doing some things there, recognizing what their performances are. Plus, there are the tutorials for many of our male students. Then there are the personal one-on-one interventions with many of our male students, certain mathematic camps for many of our male students. So these are a series of interventions that are going on. And I can also add that having participated in the Leadership Assessment Conference in Cambridge, which was a discussion of theirs with us. We will be looking forward to working with them in terms of some of the interventions that we can put in place, recognizing the types of performances we're having with our students. So in the professional development, credit to our team in mathematics led by Dr. Matthews. We're beginning to break some ground. Like I said, it's a tedious process.
I know a lot of times parents want to know which schools are doing really well. Is there any schools that you can single out at the primary level that seem to be really excelling?
Well, yeah, there, in terms of the charts, it's been a consistency over the year. I mean, I think that'll be presented to you later by a PowerPoint where we see consistently the same schools perform with excellence in mathematics at the primary level. And one of the key things, of course, is to always look at how the best get better and use their strategies to assist the others in getting better.
Internationally, there's been a focus on the STEAM curriculum, the science, technology, engineering, maths, and arts. Is there any movement on moving forward with that in Bermuda?
Yes. Credit to us. We began this summer, especially kicking that off. We had some very, very successful STEM and STEAM academies this summer. We've also integrated it in STEM, that is in our some of our science classes. And going forward, I can tell you currently we are in the process of outlining our STEM framework. And a committee actually is being brought together to discuss our career, technical, and STEM education initiative going forward. Yeah.